to Sense and Nonsense A to Z, where we pick topics based off of the letter of the day. Today is episode 6 of season 3, featuring the letter F.
We're family and we're your hosts, AT and Z. So let's get started.
Hello?
Hey, Z, Venn dog.
Oh, that's right, Venn dog.
Venn dog, which is Norwegian for like good day or nice day, that sort of thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what's going on in New Jersey is we're having some air quality issues based on, the Nova Scotia fires, the wildfires that's going on. So there's a little bit of haze. Otherwise, we would have like beautiful blue skies, but you could just see a little bit of haze. And ever so often I was outside for a while because it's not that bad. Mm-hmm. And thank goodness I don't have any kind of asthma issues or anything like that. But every so often I can smell a little bit of the fire.
Oh,
every
really?
so often. Yeah, it's weird.
So that's freaky.
It is. You know what I wanted to talk about real quick before I ask you how you're doing? We're into June. We just had May, and May in our family is big on birthdays. Okay.
It is.
And I meant to tell you this the other day, and I forgot to tell you. So I went to Wells Fargo, which is my bank down the street, and I cashed a check, and I wrote on my little note that I sent in from the drive-in, crisp dollars, and I gave them the denomination that I was looking for, crisp, in quotes, right? So the crap that I got back, I was like, what part of this is crisp? So I buzzed and I said, I need this for birthday presents, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, sorry, send it back. One had a note on it. Somebody scratched a note on it. And there was ink all over another one. I'm like, should I have said clean?
New,
clean
maybe?
and crisp?
Yeah, new. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I know. They should take those notes out of circulation anyway. Once they get them back in the bank, if people have
And they're
scribbled on
crappy.
them or
Yeah, I
something,
know.
they should take them out.
They're defaced, right?
Well, I mean, it's still good as long as
Yeah.
more than 50% is recognizable as currency.
No, it was
they can
all
take it.
recognizable, but to give that as a present,
Oh, no, I agree. It's not like you're getting it from an ATM. You're going to the bank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wrote him a note.
Yeah.
Which also reminds me that my friend Kathy went to the same bank a couple weeks ago and she cashed a check. And they said to her, we don't have that kind of money here. It was a couple $1,000 she was looking for. They said, you have to schedule that. And then they asked her, what do you need it for?
That's your damn business.
It's exactly what she said. It's like, you're asking me why I need to take my money out of the bank? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, what is this, new?
That's Big Brother, baby.
Yeah.
That's Big Brother. I have cashed a check before because I was moving states.
Mm-hmm.
And they ask you what's it for. And I'm like, this is none of your business.
Yeah.
What I'm doing with my money, this is none of your business.
Exactly.
Even if I'm doing drug deals, still none of your business.
Do you ask me why I'm putting the money in?
Exactly.
Then why
Where
are you
I got
asking
it
why
from?
I'm taking the money out. Exactly.
No. I know. Yeah, we had to do that too. We had to schedule it. It's like, come on.
Schedule it. Yeah, exactly.
This is a bank.
I know.
Get together.
I know. Go in the vault. Go in the vault. Go get me my money.
It's not like I'm asking for $100,000.
Exactly.
It
was just a couple thousand she was asking for, Yeah. So how are things with you?
Well, the kid and I went to a restaurant, and normally I try to find something that he can eat. Breakfast food's a little bit tricky because he's very particular about it.
Okay.
Like previously he would only eat pancakes from McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
And we went, and I've gotten him pancakes before. I've tried waffles, blah, blah, blah. Nothing. We went, and I got him a pancake, and it's a huge pancake. It takes up the whole plate, and I cut it in fours for him. And initially he was like, no. And then he proceeded to eat it. He ate the whole pancake.
Oh,
and I was with
fantastic.
friends. We were out for lunch, and he ate the whole thing. It was so good.
Beautiful.
I was so impressed with him. And then after he ate it, he's like, okay, let's go.
I don't know how you guys are doing, but I'm done.
I'm done.
Good. Tell him I said hello, by the way.
I will. Thank you.
All right, ready to get going?
Let's do it.
Okay, I got a quote this week. It's from Zig Ziglar, one of our favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Failure is a detour, not a dead-end street.
Do you find this quote to be true?
Absolutely.
Yes. All right, let's go beyond normal for a second.
Okay.
I feel like when something doesn't work out, it's just the universe telling you that you need to adjust your course. You know, you're not on a path that's going to lead to the best outcome. For instance, take the Harry Potter series.
Okay.
That first book got rejected a ton of times, like something like 12 times.
Sure.
From publishing houses. Now, that rejection was obviously not indicative of the quality of the work itself, right? Because that's gone on to be a $1 billion book series, right?
Right.
So it's just that those publishing houses, for whatever reason, weren't the right ones to take that material to the world. If J.K. Rowling had given up at that first rejection or failure, if you will, a beloved series that positively impacted millions would never have seen a bookshelf anywhere.
Good point. I have an example.
Yeah.
The Ring doorbell was rejected by the Shark Tank.
That's right. That's right. And then Richard Branson saw that and said, hey, this is a great idea.
Exactly.
And they took that and developed it.
And you have one and I have one. I mean, come on. It's
I
a
know.
great thing. Yep.
I love that thing.
Yeah, me too.
And there are countless stories like that. I mean,
yeah.
Lots of people are familiar with that famous story about Thomas Edison trying to invent the light bulb. He made 1,000 unsuccessful attempts at inventing the light bulb.
Right.
And then a reporter asked him, how did it feel to fail 1,000 times? And then Edison said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. And that's it in a nutshell.
Genius.
Genius, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you bump up against a quote unquote failure, don't think of that as the end.
Right.
Think of that as the need to turn,
Yeah.
to change your direction, even sometimes just a little bit. You don't know where that's going to lead. And if that winds up being another turn again and try again.
Exactly.
You know, you've only failed if you've stopped trying.
Beautiful. So I have a top 10 list this week.
Okay.
Funniest one-liners. And this is per Reader's Digest because who knows funny?
I'm very interested to see what this is.
I looked all over for like a funniest list, kept on giving me like just a lot of verbiage. And I just wanted one-liners, you know?
Yeah.
And I came across some kid jokes. Where do you learn to make ice cream?
I don't know.
Sunday school. So that's a kid joke, right? So anyway, so here's Reader's Digest one-liners. Did you hear they arrested the devil? Yeah, they got him on possession. These are just silly.
They're like dad jokes.
Exactly. Exactly. What did one DNA say to the other DNA? Do these genes make me look fat? My IQ test results came back. They were negative.
Oh.
What do you get when you cross a polar bear with a seal?
I don't know.
A polar bear. Why can't you trust an atom? Because they make up literally everything.
Oh.
And this is an oldie but a goodie. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9. What do you call a hippie's wife? Mississippi. What's the difference between an outlaw and an in-law? Outlaws are wanted. Scientists have recently discovered a food that greatly reduces sex drive. It's called a wedding cake. Before you marry a person, you should first make them use a computer with a slow internet connection to see who they really are. So anyway, so these are the one-liners, okay?
Well, that was a funny list. I got some laughs out of it.
Got a little chuckle out of those?
Yeah.
Like I said, Reader's Digest, they know funny.
They know funny.
I've got some A to Z headlines.
Alrighty.
First one I have is in Southern Australia. There's a 6-bedroom mansion that's on the market for $3.35 million. Features include a half-court basketball court, a pool with a water slide, and a cinema with a full-size Iron Man figurine. But the big draw is the 2 huge Transformer statues that are in the front yard.
Oh my gosh.
14-foot statues of Bumblebee and Optimus Prime. You should see them.
Oh.
I'm like, oh my God.
Well, somebody was a big
Yeah.
That's all right. If I bought that house, I would put like motion sensors and stuff in them and freak
Lights
people
and
out.
stuff?
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, the second thing I have is something I'm sure you heard. Asiana Airlines will no longer sell tickets next to the emergency exit due to one of the passengers opening the emergency door during a 1-hour flight the other day.
Yeah.
Was that just crazy?
That's crazy.
They were going to land in the next couple minutes, and this 30-year-old guy just, from what I heard, is that he said he got claustrophobic. And people had tried to stop him and they were unable. But what's amazing is that nobody really got hurt. You know, they had some sort of hyperventilation injuries, but that's really it.
Oh my gosh.
Next thing I have, talk about airlines. Qantas has a new neighbor-free program that lets passengers block out the seat next to them for a fee.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So 48 hours prior to departure, you can check to see if there's empty seats. And if one's next to you, it's usually about $20 to $40 that you can spend to block it out.
That's worth it.
Sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
for instance, if my son and I were traveling
Yeah.
and we were in a 3 across and there was
Exactly.
one in the middle, I would definitely pay for that one.
$20, $40, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Next thing I have is in Fort Meade, Maryland. Seniors listed a high school for a senior prank on Zillow. They offered it for sale for $42,069. Really, real cheap. Anyway, the comments were, nice half-working jail. All 15 bathrooms come with sewage issues.
Oh.
Dangerous unfinished sections that could cost you your life.
Oh my goodness.
Your neighbors are rodents and insects, and they will make you squeal. The officials thought it was funny.
Yeah.
You know, obviously it got removed from Zillow, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But their response was, they kind of didn't value it correctly for $42,000.
Too much?
Yeah, too much. Oh man. And just the last thing I have is that we lost the Queen of Rock and Roll, Tina Turner, on May 24th at the age of 83.
Mm-hmm.
This one hurts.
It
You know?
sucks. Yeah, it does.
It sucks big time. I mean, you know how many times I've dressed up as Tina Turner.
Yeah, definitely.
As a matter of fact, I have people who call me Tina. To this day,
That's funny.
they call me Tina. You know, my broker actually says, you are the best Tina Turner I've ever seen.
Oh,
You know?
that's awesome.
Yeah. So,
Well, I told you what I do with Proud Mary, right?
What's that?
Whenever I am like down in this state of either the world or myself, or I feel like I'm in a funk or whatever,
Mhm.
I put on a video of Tina doing Proud Mary,
Oh,
and it changes everything.
that's fantastic.
You know, you do
Do,
the
do, do, do,
dun, dun,
do, do,
dun.
do.
You do the whole thing.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And it's just like watching her. She's not young in that video. And she is in those spike heels.
Sure.
And she's doing that whole business.
Yeah.
You're just like, come on, get it
Yeah.
together. You can change a cat litter right now. Let's go. She's inspiring.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Simply the best.
Yeah. I am glad she found her mate.
Yes.
I'm really happy that she found him.
Yes.
And also that she.
They were so good together. Yeah.
And she
One
found
thing
her-
I found out, he gave her a kidney.
That's correct. He
Yes.
did. Yeah. Yeah. That's love, baby.
That is love. Yeah.
And they live together in Switzerland, and she seemed
Mhm.
really happy in Switzerland. So,
Tina Turner, definitely loved.
mhm. Alrighty, do you have your Big Bang Therapy checklist?
I do.
All right, let's do it. It's season 1, episode 4, The Luminous Fish Effect.
Mhm.
This is a very early episode, as
It
was
is.
evident.
Yes.
But the reason that I love it so much is because Sheldon again gets in trouble. We've got 2 of those in a row where he's getting in trouble. And he not only gets in trouble at work, but then his mom comes and she puts him in his place, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Yes. So the theme is there's a new department head, Dr. Eric Gablehauser,
Right.
and Sheldon thinks he's a sellout, and that he's basically not done any original research in the last 25 years, and that he's just made popular novels about science that he dumbs down. Sheldon
And that he's not an
approve.
actual real scientist.
Yeah, he's not a real scientist. And in true Sheldon fashion, he basically tells Dr. Gablehauser this, and Dr. Gablehauser's now putting up with it. So he fires Sheldon on the spot, which is super fun. Okay, so I didn't really notice any catchphrases in this episode. Did you find any?
The only thing that I did is with all due respect, because he does that every so often. But I prefaced it with all due respect.
Exactly.
It's like, you think you could get away with whatever you wanted to say just because you did that?
Yeah. All right. There's a lot of food in this episode.
Yes.
First, when they're at the department mixer, there's a buffet
Right.
it's got crudité, fruit, bagels, cookies, Cinnabites, cake, of course, cake. And then once Sheldon's fired, he is doing experiments with eggs. He's trying to make the perfect scrambled eggs.
That's right.
So there's
And
that.
I look forward to your work with bacon.
As do I.
That's good.
Yeah. And then when Leonard calls Sheldon's mother Mary in because he's got a new obsession every day, he hasn't left the apartment in 3 weeks, he's kind of going off the rails. Mary comes, and of course she cooks, and she makes chicken and green beans and a whole business and cobbler as well.
Which is leading into my laugh out loud moment.
Okay,
so mine is when Sheldon's mom is making dinner and leans over to Raj and said, "I made chicken. I hope it isn't one of the animals you people think is magic."
that's my cringe moment.
Is it your cringe moment? That was my laughed out loud moment.
I mean, I laughed out loud, but it's also like, oh God, because she's trying to be super sensitive.
Yeah.
But it just comes off so wrong.
It was so wrong.
I know.
It's
Ridiculous.
Oh, man.
She's so funny.
So that was your cringe moment? So cringe.
Well,
Okay.
it's one of my cringe moments, let's just say. Okay.
Well, my cringe moment was when Howard turned to her and said, "Excuse me for being so bold, but I now see where Sheldon gets his smoldering good looks." I was like, ugh.
I know. You hitting on Sheldon's mom. It's terrible.
I know.
My other big cringe moment was when Sheldon was talking to Penny about how many tampons she buys.
Yes, that was a cringe moment too.
It's like, oh no. He's like, this is a normal human process. And it's like, yeah, but I don't want to discuss it with you.
For like 30 years.
Yeah,
so you should bulk up.
Yeah. Think of the savings.
Oh man. That was one of mine too.
Yeah, terrible.
Yes.
I have a few laugh out loud moments in this. One of the ones that I love is when Mary is like done and she comes in and she's like, you know how your dad says you can only fish so long before you got to throw a stick of dynamite in the water? And he's like, yeah. She's like, well, I'm done fishing. And she's like, you're going to go, you're going to apologize. And he's like, but I didn't say anything wrong. And she said, listen, I've been telling you since you were 4 years old, it's okay to be smarter than everybody else, but you can't go around pointing it out. And he's like, why not? And she's like, because people don't like it.
That's a good one too.
That's a laugh out loud. And my other one that's really surprising is one of his obsessions early on is he's trying to make the luminous fish, which is the luminous fish effect. He's introducing jellyfish DNA into the fish so they glow for fish nightlights. And at the end of this episode, after everything's over and said and done, Mary puts him to bed and she turns out the light and he turns over and there is a glowing fish.
That's my other one too.
Oh my God, it's so great. It's so surprising. It's a laugh out loud moment.
Yes.
And I would buy a fish nightlight. I would have one. That's awesome. Are you kidding? It's a great idea.
It is a great idea.
I know. I love when he's like, this is $1 billion idea.
Shh.
We're going to be rich. So Laurie Metcalf is the celebrity appearance. She plays Sheldon's mom, Mary,
Yes.
and I really love her in that role.
Oh, me too.
On Young Sheldon, Sheldon's mom is actually Laurie Metcalf's daughter.
Of which I never knew until you had told me that way
Yeah.
back when.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, oh, this is perfect.
It's perfect. Yeah. So there are a few idiosyncrasies in the episode. Of course, Sheldon doing all the experiments with the fish and the eggs and the
Right.
and the loom.
The loom.
Yeah. And then Penny takes him to the grocery store to get more eggs, and he's just a wreck in the car. You know,
Oh,
he's like,
yeah.
you're following too close, this and that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Mary praying and trying to be sensitive, but failing.
Yeah.
There's no Spock alert in this
No.
episode. And the only time I could see Howard belt buckle was in the beginning when they were at the mixer. It was like a black and white enamel.
I couldn't figure it out.
I don't know what it was.
No.
And the only costumes I would say are the poncho that Sheldon made. It's not a serape. It's a poncho because the sides are closed.
That's right. Don't forget, he has a that T-shirt. It's called a Good Night T-shirt.
Good
It has
night
a,
t-shirt.
yeah, it has a moon and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cute. It's
It's
cute.
cute.
It kind of looks Halloween-y.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah,
I thought it was a
yeah.
Halloween shirt.
Yeah.
I thought the same.
And then the whiteboard is Gable Hauser is working on it at the university, and Mary's
Right.
like, come on in, he's just doodling.
That's cute.
So now the question, who do you love most in this episode?
Actually, for me, it's Mary Cooper. It's Laurie Metcalf.
Yeah,
She
me
stole the
too.
episode.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
so too.
She was so good.
She really is. And I like this, and especially since we had done the one with Leonard's mom not too
Mhm.
long ago,
Yeah.
seeing the difference, the juxtaposition
big
between
time.
the two moms is just,
Yeah.
it's like night and day.
It's
you
great.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary Cooper is so nurturing and loving, and even if she doesn't understand, she's like, oh, you got yourself a nice loom here. Why did you get yourself a loom? You know, she's so nice, and even when she's digging, she's
Yeah.
still being nurturing and everything. And Leonard's mom is just like cold and clinical. She'd be like, interesting, you got yourself a loom to compensate for the fact, you know, she would
Yeah.
just go off being very clinical. So
How about when she says to Leonard and Penny, "You two make a nice couple." It's like a, did I strike a nerve? Yeah.
Yeah, she's very good in this episode.
Very
I
good.
love when she shows up.
Me too. Both moms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Oh man, deep breath on this.
Word game.
And I got to tell you, I asked for things that you didn't do last season, since we think that we have some duplicates going on.
Kind of said something along those lines, and she goes, I can't remember whatever last.
There you go.
season."
Exactly.
I was like, well, and we did say when it comes down to it, we still have to guess it,
True.
but there just seemed familiar, a few of them.
Yes. Yeah, they did.
All right.
All right. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one. I have a feeling these are going to be tough.
Okay.
Compost.
Fertilizer.
Good.
Yay!
All right.
Oh gosh.
See, I think we.
Okay.
Okay.
Duster.
Feather.
Yes.
All right. All right. Taste.
Fashion.
No. Oh, I see the angle that you were going.
Mm.
Vanilla.
Fragrance.
Fruity.
Fruity vanilla taste. Uh-oh. It's not coming to me. I feel like I'm all over the place with it.
Yeah. This one's a tough one, even though it's kind of an easy word. This one's tough. Oh, okay.
Give me
Do you
another
have a-
clue.
do you- I don't know. Sunday.
Sunday AE or Sunday AY?
AE.
Taste.
Vanilla.
I don't know. I'm going to need a rhyme.
Okay. Craver.
Flavor?
Flavor.
Oh my God. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. That's my bad.
Oh, I knew I threw you fruity, and it had nothing to do with the other clues I was
Yeah.
giving you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
My
that's you,
turn.
Lindsay. Okay.
Water.
I don't know. Full. Give me a clue.
Sculpture.
Sculpture, you said.
Water. Sculpture.
Sculpture. Figurine.
Close. I don't know if I should go in this different direction. If you're going to know what I'm talking about, probably won't.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Bellagio.
It's a restaurant around here. Bellagio. I'm not getting it. Okay.
Okay. So this is
We
the
get-
train wreck. This is a train
It's a
wreck.
train wreck. Yeah. You know what? We shouldn't have said anything. We should just give me F.
Am I at the rhyme?
Let's just do the rhyme.
Okay. Mountain.
Fountain.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of times they have the sculptures in the fountain.
Yeah. Fountain, huh? Wow.
Yeah. Then I went to Bellagio because they have that famous fountain, water
Yeah.
fountain in the front. I knew it. I knew you weren't gonna get that.
Oh, my next one is plumage.
Is it?
Yeah, feather. Good thing we got
extra.
extras.
Yeah.
All right, here's the next one. Celsius.
Fahrenheit.
Hey, redeeming ourselves here.
I don't know.
Hopefully.
Okay. Past.
Future.
Future. Yay.
Right. My next one. Oh, okay. Native.
Foreign.
Foreigner. Okay.
Foreigner.
What, judges?
Accept
Yeah.
it, dang it.
We'll give her that.
Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Heater.
Furnace.
Yes.
Oh, yay!
Yeah.
Woohoo! Okay, so this is my last one.
All right.
And this is a goodie.
Oh gosh.
Gorton's.
Oh my god.
Oh no. You don't
What
know
the heck
this.
is that?
Oh no.
Frankfurters?
Okay. Scratch that.
Okay.
Ocean.
Fisherman.
Good. The Gorton's Fisherman. It's the first thing that I thought of when I saw this. Do you know that commercial? The Gorton's Fisherman.
Yeah, I mean, from
Yeah.
ages ago.
Yeah.
Like decades
Sorry.
ago.
It's the first thing I thought of as soon as I saw that.
Oh god. Okay.
The last one. Okay.
Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Woods.
I'm sorry. Woods. WOODS.
Yes, woods.
Forest.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Grand total of 41.
Oh,
I
we did
know.
so good last week.
I know.
I'm so sorry about that. I couldn't
Yep, me
get
too.
flavor, man. I couldn't. I was totally thrown with flavor.
You know, and I'm thinking, should I have gone to the gum? To like flavor gum? I don't know.
Oh, if I was doing flavor, I would have done like bitter, sweet, salty,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. I know it's hard. I mean,
It's hard
when you
you
have
know?
time to think about it.
when you have
you-
exactly.
you come up with different stuff.
Yeah, I was thinking now that maybe
Yeah.
I should have went like the cinnamon angle. You know?
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's easy when you're not
I
under
was-
the pressure to come up
Right.
with one.
I was thinking the ice cream angle, and
yeah,
and I couldn't say ice cream.
I know. I was like, what the heck is going on?
I know.
It's time to list our Desert Island playlist.
Yay!
This week's band is the Foo Fighters.
And we both love them.
We do. And we
Yep.
have talked about the Foos before on this show.
Yes.
And we've been trying to showcase different artists and everything, but when it comes down to F,
It's Foo Fighters.
yeah, we got to just do the Foo Fighters. So,
Exactly.
so that's what we're doing. So what's your number one?
Okay, so I'm going to say that we're going to be alike on 2.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with that.
All right.
All right. My number 1 is The Pretender.
Yes. That
Yours
is my
too.
number 1.
Yep.
Love it.
And I know I've said this in the past that it's all about what I would do on the island, and I'd be working and I need music for work.
Mhm.
I also want to add that I want to sing on the top of my lungs.
Because there's no better place to do that than a desert
Exactly.
island.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
What's your number 2?
My number 2 is All My Life I've
Yep,
been searching
mine
for
too.
something. All right.
Number 2? Yep. All right.
Perfect.
Oh man.
I know.
I know.
I know. I'm feeling the anticipation.
For number 3. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, here
All
we
right.
go. My hero.
Oh, no. That's not mine.
Okay. All
That's
right.
my honorable as an honorable mention.
Okay, and I have a feeling my honorable mention is going to be your number 3. So go for it.
Best of You.
Ah,
No.
no, I went with Everlong.
Oh, Everlong, so good.
So good. Yeah.
But
But I do
when-
like Best of You too.
Oh, I love Best of You.
Mhm.
It's like, it's so.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like, I got cheated. Who's getting the best of you? You know,
Yeah,
because it ain't me. And I just feel like it would be like chopping wood. Like the best.
And there's 2 ways to think of that too. Is someone getting your best,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or is somebody getting the darn best of you?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. I got to tell you, the other day I was watching a tennis documentary and they were interviewing John McEnroe, and he was wearing a Foo Fighter shirt.
Awesome.
And this is not the first time I've seen him wear a Foo Fighter shirt.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it must be one of his favorite bands too.
You know, I love it, and I love watching the videos, and you know, I've said this before, The Pretenders, one of my favorite videos. Just for kicks, I did Learning to Fly. Oh my God.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite songs, but
It's a
I
great
didn't
song.
pick that for
No.
my playlist. Right.
No, but
Yeah.
you know, it's an honorable mention.
Mhm.
I would say there are lots of honorable mentions from the
Sure.
Foos, but I can't pick Hero.
We can't pick them
anymore.
all.
No, and I can't pick Hero anymore because it makes me cry now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because now I think of Dave singing it at Taylor's tribute,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
and it's heartbreaking. You know,
Yeah,
it's a
it is.
wonderful
It is.
song.
It's a fantastic song, though.
Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, but
Yeah.
like watching him sing it and crying for him,
Yeah,
crying
yeah.
because my heart is broken, and crying also
Sure.
because his heart was broken.
Yeah.
It's tough to listen to that song now.
Yeah. No, it's my number 3, though.
You know what? I give you
You
props
get
for
it,
that.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So do you agree with our picks? We'd love to hear what your choices would be. So leave us a comment on our Facebook page, Sense and Nonsense A to Z, or if you're listening on YouTube, in the comments down below, and let us know which 3 songs by Foo Fighters you would put on your Desert Island playlist.
I have a couple of sports things. So, first thing, it's, I saw this report the other day, and they were talking about artificial turf. So it's being discussed again, but I remember back in the 70s when I was in junior high, I did a book report on this when they came out with AstroTurf.
Mm-hmm.
And the turf just doesn't give, and there was just so many injuries. Well, they're now putting in this turf instead of grass in high school, in different high schools, because it's cheaper, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's cheaper to maintain, yada, yada, yada. And these poor kids, and this is heartbreaking, these poor kids are getting injuries that are costing them their careers in
Right.
high school.
Right.
In high school. So turf is a thing again. They're talking about it, and people are trying to stop high schools from putting it in. Over to the NHL, the finals for the Stanley Cup has begun. The Las Vegas Golden Knights against the Florida Panthers. Neither team has won a Stanley Cup, which is pretty cool. So ought to be interesting. And the last thing I have is the NBA finals. The Denver Nuggets are playing the Miami Heat, and the Denver Nuggets have never won a championship either. So we have some good stuff going on in sports right now, but just, something real quick. That's all I got.
Okay.
We're up to The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel,
Mm-hmm.
Season 5, Episode 6, Detesto Rostiel.
Mm-hmm.
As they said, it trips off the tongue.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That guy who was the MC, he
Yeah.
was on Gilmore Girls.
Oh, see?
The writers,
Yeah. There you go. So the episode opens in 1985 with Midge doing a stand-up about breaking up with her friend, Susie.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the longest relationship she ever had.
Yeah. All of her marriages combined.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Then it jumps to 1990, where they're doing a roast of Susie at the Friars Club. And all these big entertainment business guys are getting together and they're all kind of gossiping, you know?
Mhm.
They're all together. And with what they're saying, they're doing flashbacks. So I kind of think that was kind of on a clever side to try to fill us in on what was going on.
I liked it. I liked it
I did
actually,
too.
because
I
they would
did
tell
too.
the story and then they would flash back to the story actually happening, and they were
Exactly.
sort of narrating it during it. I
Yeah.
liked that actually.
I did too.
Yeah.
Yep. Obviously, there were bogus things because, that's how gossip is.
Mm-hmm.
But they were all trying to figure out how Susie got to be so successful.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just so many different stories that were coming out. And it was so awesome to see that Susie was standing next to Harry Drake when he was dying. And that was the most believable.
It was, and I'm glad that one guy Ortiz had, his sister was on that ward and he was her patient, so she had it firsthand.
Exactly.
So he could say no, because they were coming up with some pretty nefarious scheme.
I
And
know.
they were really outlandish, but some of them were
Yeah.
cruel.
Yes,
And
very.
and it
And
was
if you
nice
know
to
anything about Susie, you knew that those weren't
No.
correct.
I mean, she's a little bit of a schemer, but she's not cruel.
Yes.
And so it was nice to have the record set straight about that
Yeah.
she was the only one who was there from it. His own daughter wasn't there. No, none of his
Yeah.
associates were there. Nobody
Yeah.
was there. So yeah, he signed his clients over to her because she showed up for him.
Exactly. Which propelled her.
Absolutely.
And that's obvious. And then they had that, I love that one flashback that they did with that guy who was like a loser when they went for drinks.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And he wanted to dump Harry and he wanted her to represent him, and she just put him right in his place.
That's right.
And that was fantastic.
It was, yeah.
And then they kind of filled us in on what happened with Joel.
Yeah.
And that how about the mob thing? How about Frank and Nikki? That when Dinah came in.
Oh man, when Dinah came in.
Oh man. And
I was
she
really
had that
proud of
black
Susie
eye.
in that moment.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
This is why we like Susie so much.
Mhm.
I mean, she was awesome.
Yeah.
She gave her money. Don't take the subway, take a taxi. I'll send you chicken soup and babka.
Yeah, and candied fruit.
Yeah. And candied fruit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. And then she went right to Frank and Nikki and said, take care of this.
Mm-hmm. I need a favor. And they were like, sure. What do you need?
Sure.
Sure. As they're popping the heads off of dolls with rolls of cash inside.
Exactly.
I was dying. I rewound that part like 4 times. So this thing about Joel going to prison.
Yeah.
Okay, so the FBI came in and arrested him in freaking synagogue, which I mean, come on.
I didn't like that at all.
You don't do that in somebody's house
No,
of worship.
no.
You wait till they're done.
Exactly. And how about Kava, huh?
Oh my God. Do you want to kick Kava in the crotch or what?
Absolutely.
What a horrible word I want to call her.
Corporal Kava.
Yeah, she is terrible. Midge is not even allowed to touch her grandbaby.
Seriously, right? By the way, did you see the aerial shot? Everybody was kind of like wearing pale.
And she was real bright. Yeah.
Red.
Yeah. She stood right out.
Yeah.
So Joel wrote her this note kind of telling her what was going on and everything and why he was getting arrested. I understand that this is kind of like a shock. This has just happened. She's still in the synagogue when Susie comes and they have it out. But to blame Susie in her entirety for the situation that Joel has gotten himself in,
I did not like that exchange
I
at
did
all.
not like it. And you know what? She was being ungrateful in that moment. She really was.
Yeah.
Susie is mixed up with Frankie and Nikki because she was going to die.
Yeah.
And she talked her way out of death.
But maybe what she should have done is confided in Midge and just tell her what was going on. And that may have been a little
I don't
better.
know that
But she was trying to protect her.
But also, I don't know that she knew that Joel had done that. You know what I mean? I don't know how.
No, I don't think she did either.
How much she knew that Joel had gone over there and like basically bought her debt. She looked like she was genuinely surprised. For what?
Absolutely.
For this, for that, and the other thing. I mean, I'm sure she understood that they were not taking a cut of Midge anymore, but they're not really forthcoming in their explanations about stuff, you know? So they probably never told her. So she was a little bit blindsided by it.
Right.
Yes, she also did lean into the mob, but I gotta figure, if you're in that situation where they're going to be there whether you want them there or not, why the heck not?
It ended up being, yeah.
They said to her flat out, we own you for as long as you're Susie Meyerson.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And like she said, everybody was connected to the mob in those days. Harry was connected to the mob. That's just what you had to do. You know, Joel decided this.
That's right.
And he knew it was coming too.
So, exactly.
I don't fault her for being upset. I don't fault her for being mad, but I definitely fault her for some of the things that she said to Susie, which were way out of line.
Well, and in response, Susie said a couple things that were not so nice either.
No, they were not. But I understand that Susie made her.
Yeah.
She was funny, but she also, left to her own devices, went off the friggin' rails.
Yeah.
She was not going to have a career without Susie.
True.
Reining her back in, keeping her on a path. You know, getting her focused, getting her gigs, and you know, all that stuff.
Cleaning up her mess. How about the other flashback when they went to the wedding in Hawaii?
Hideous. That's hideous. To make somebody else break up with your fiance 10 minutes before you can walk down the aisle because you're such a coward. You can't even tell him yourself.
Well,
and then they have to clean up everything.
For her, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And her parents, who's a very expensive cake? Are we going to be reimbursed for the cake? You're not going to be reimbursed for the cake. That's not how cake works.
Right.
You buy a wedding cake, that's yours, whether you eat it or not.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
it's like, and they kept harping on this cake as if it was Susie's fault that their daughter stood somebody else up at the aisle.
Exactly. It was a very expensive cake.
Yeah. Well, talk to Midge then, you know. And the other thing was, going back to the synagogue thing, they were making it out to be like, Midge was like, why did I have to play all those casinos to pay off your debt? And that is taken right from Colonel Parker and Elvis. Because that's exactly what Elvis had to do. He went to work at the International to pay off Colonel Parker's debt. And he had to do that for 5 years to pay off that debt. So they stole that. That was not an original storyline. But also true, saying, I didn't want to take these casino gigs. It's like, really? You didn't want to take those casino gigs, Miss? I can't miss a day. I got to work. I got my Gordon Ford day job, and then I'm doing stand-up every night. You didn't want to do those cushy casino gigs?
Yeah.
With the awesome rooms and the spa
for 15
and
years,
whatever
it was.
Come on, give me a break.
I know. I didn't like the exchange. I didn't like what was said.
No.
No less where it was said. Because they carried on in the synagogue, and I was like, really?
Yeah. Like, why sit in there and have that confrontation there?
Yeah, I don't get it either. So anyway, the end kind of made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, Midge is asking for reconciliation.
Right. So what had happened is that at the end of the roast, they had a special video of which it ended up being Midge. During the whole roast, nobody wanted to talk about Maisel at all. They weren't allowed. They weren't allowed to talk about Maisel. So it was really a surprise at the end that there was a special video that came up, and it was Midge. And she was saying, you know, let's get together next time I'm in town. And it really touched Susie, you know.
It was touching. She did a good job. It was touching.
Yeah. well, she's a great actress too.
Mhm.
So,
Plus, she
But-
mentioned Jackie, which I liked
oh,
because
me too.
they
Yeah.
also said, at the end, nobody leaves
Yes.
here without donating $100 to the
At least
Jackie
$100.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
To
that
his
was good.
foundation. So that was good. I like that they didn't
Me too.
forget about him, that they
Yeah.
carried him forward.
So anyway, I'm looking forward to the next episode because I'm hoping it's that they get together and chat. So we will see what episode 7.
This is a good
As in
episode
store.
also because you see what they are without one another, and they really
yeah.
need each other to balance
Good
themselves
point.
out.
Yeah.
Because Susie is unhappy when we see
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
She's doing her job. She's good at her job. She's funny. She's interacting with everybody fine, but
Yeah.
she's a little bit miserable.
Yeah.
She's a little bit
Yeah,
miserable.
you can see that. Yeah, you're right.
Mhm. Yeah. And you can see the change in her when Midge asks for the reconciliation.
Yeah.
And, she is choked up and she immediately asks for Midge's number and it's there. She's given it already. So,
Yeah.
and then she decides to walk home.
Yeah,
Which-
that was cool.
You can see like light has come back into her,
Sure.
so I liked that.
It was a good episode.
It
all
was.
in all, it was a good episode. I
liked
liked the
it.
concept. I liked
Mhm.
the idea that they were doing the flashbacks. It kind of filled in a lot of what we were missing. Yeah. So episode 7 next week.
Yes. Here come my deep questions.
Okay.
I agonized over these.
Oh man. Okay.
All right. Not the first one. Number 1, fillet of fish or filet mignon?
I'm going to go with filet mignon.
Very
I know
nice.
that's what you're going to go with. too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I knew it.
All day.
Right.
Number 2, have you
Yes.
ever eaten foie gras? And if you haven't, would you?
No and no.
Yeah, me either. I have had this opportunity and
You have?
declined. Yes, I have had the
I have
opportunity.
never had the opportunity.
Yes, I declined the
Yeah,
opportunity.
of course.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yucky.
Yes.
All right. Number 3. If you were denied permission for a flyby, would you still do it? So in like Top Gun, when he flies by the tower.
I hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
Would I still do it? You darn right I'd still do it.
Me too.
I wouldn't have asked for permission.
I wouldn't have either. I think protocol is that you have to ask for permission.
Yeah, I wouldn't ask for permission.
It's better to ask forgiveness
We
than
know some of our-
permission.
Exactly. That could be another quote.
It's an F, right? We're right
Yeah.
in there. Okay. Number 4. Would you rather be a foreigner in a land that welcomed you or a freedom fighter in a hostile native land?
I would rather be a foreigner to a land that welcomed me.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Me too.
Yeah. I hate chaos. I wouldn't want to be in chaos, Yeah,
Mhm.
no,
Mhm.
not me.
Okay.
You too?
All right. So we're 4 for 4.
Okay. You agree. Okay.
I would definitely be a foreigner in a land that
Okay.
welcomed
For
me.
family.
Yeah. Number 5. What would you say is the primary focus of your life?
Another deep question, huh?
Yeah.
Primary focus of my life. Wow, this is tough.
That's why they call them deep questions.
Yeah. I'm going to have to say to be kind to animals, I guess. Yeah.
That's noble and worthy.
Okay.
I think the primary focus of my life is to work on myself so that I can be the best mom to my kid that I can be.
Okay. Talk about noble.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so because he has definitely shone a light on stuff that needed to be addressed for sure. If I was going to be
yeah.
the parent that I wanted to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
So we're almost alike. I mean, I'm a furry baby parent, right?
Yes.
And you're talking about being,
Yes,
all right.
an actual
baby
parent.
An actual parent.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yes.
If everybody's focus of life is the same, there will be a lot of neglected life.
I
So
guess.
we need diversity in that
Sure.
field. All right. Those were the deep questions. How about some table topics?
All right, get that red box ready.
All right.
I love that thing.
That's great. Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
When you were young, what did you want to be when you grew up?
A teacher.
Really?
Mm-hmm. How about you?
What did I want to be? I wanted to be a writer, I think. A writer.
When you were young too?
Yeah. That was quick.
That was quick. I knew what I wanted to be.
Oh. Another grow up one.
Okay.
In what era would you like to have grown up?
So if I had my choice,
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay with when I grew up, I guess.
I think I would have liked to have been a little bit older in the 80s.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think I would have liked to experience that a little bit more,
Yeah, I hear you.
and pay attention to like what was happening and stuff,
Yeah. So, you know what? I mean, yeah, I'm fine with growing up in the 60s and 70s. I'm fine with that.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Whoa, this is a tough one.
Okay.
I would say pick maybe one or two. What's on your bucket list?
Well, you know one of them. I'd like to
Mhm.
go to Greece.
Yeah.
All right. I have a bunch of things on my bucket list. But to admit to them is a different story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Well, Greece is one for me,
Okay.
but mostly my bucket list does have to do with travel. Like I've said before,
Oh.
I'd like to go and do Scotland and Ireland and the
Mhm.
touristy things in England that I've never gotten to do. I would like to go to Italy. I would like to go to France. But I would like to do those things well. I wouldn't, I
Mhm.
don't want to do them in a way where I'm like, oh, because I mean, I've been to Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and Liechtenstein, and everything, but I can barely remember them. There was such a
Yeah.
blur. It was so fast.
Right, that's the key. It was too fast.
It was too fast.
If
They
you
all
have the
blend
time,
together.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that would be a wonderful thing to have the time that you could spend
Yes.
like a month in Greece or something.
Oh.
That would be fantastic.
Be fantastic.
Yeah. And then another month in Italy. And then another month, in
Yeah.
England. What the
Flip
heck?
it around.
Yeah.
I would love to do stuff like
That would be fantastic
Yeah.
too. I'll throw that on my bucket list.
Sweet. We can go together.
Sweet.
Another one?
Okay. Let's do
Okay.
one more. Mhm.
Which of your personality traits would you like to change?
You know,
It's a
we
deep-
should just do these as deep questions.
I was just going to say, this is a deep question.
Oh, man.
And then I wouldn't have to rack my brain thinking of them.
Yeah. I'm trying to kill time because I'm trying to figure out what I'd like to change about myself. Not that I think I'm perfect. That, I mean, there's things that I'd like to change about myself. But as far as my personality, how about you? Why don't you answer this first and maybe it'll give you an idea. You have one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I would like to change the procrastinating part of my personality.
Okay.
I feel as though this is a learned behavior that I get from my father.
Yeah.
And I get a visual image of procrastination, and it's my dad taking a nap. And I have somehow internalized this. And as much as I try to not do it, it's still something that I battle pretty regularly.
Okay. I've got it for mine.
Okay.
What I expect out of people.
Mm.
I definitely need to stop expecting things out of people. As a matter of fact, somebody said something to me, a friend of mine, when I worked at McGraw-Hill, of which is not really good advice, but I'll never forget it. Expect nothing and you'll never be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I expect things out of people. I really do. I expect them to behave in a certain way, respect others or whatever it is.
Right.
So-
I feel that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I love that box.
I know. It's good stuff.
So good. And
Thank
they have
you,
other
Tabletop.
and they have other versions too, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
I know.
buy
Well,
them, right?
we're going to blow through we're going through them.
I know.
So at
So
some
cool.
point, we're going to have to get
Yeah.
another box. So
All right.
thank you, Table Topics. I just want to let everybody know that we are going to be taking a break for a week because I am traveling to go to my grandmother's 90th birthday party. Happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Happy birthday.
Yes. And so I will be away and occupado. So our next episode featuring the letter G will be released on June 20th.
Okay. It's on my calendar.
Perfect.
All right.
If you enjoyed this episode, remember to tell your friends and follow us on Facebook at Sense and Nonsense, A to Z, all one word. And wherever you're listening, please like our episodes. And if you're listening on YouTube, subscribe to our channel and be sure to hit the notification bell.
Ding!
To get notified of each episode as it becomes available.
We appreciate you listening. With that, we're out of here.
Thank you very much. We'll see you June 20th.